Hello everybody and welcome back to Formula Virtual Racing. It is a brand new scenario for tonight's race, something we have never experienced in this league. It is the season finale with two drivers tied on points. It is an absolute excellent race in store. Be sure to join us. But the man who will be joining us for tonight is the man who's always joining me in this league. Brendan, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, and yourself?
Very, very, very excited for this season finale is how I'm doing. It is around Singapore. We have a lot of drivers on different strategies, but the two main men focusing here is Lewis McWilliam and Legend Rosenberg, tied on points. They are both on 187 points heading into tonight's Grand Prix. It is an excellent one in store here in Singapore. But as we do start every stream, we will pick somebody to go on board with for a lap. And Brendan, will we go on board with Lewis? Oh no, he's a bit away from his lap. Will we go on board? Is Legend going to start a lap? Yes, Legend is about to start a lap. Will we go on board with him?
Yep. Well, depending on who's got more wins, I think Legend has more wins than Lewis this season.
Legend would win on countback if that's what we are going off, but hopefully not, because that would be a mess.
But as Legend, who is known to be very good around this track, starts his lap, taking it to the limit, even just starting it. As Aaron is already out of the session, but Legend, he is through turn 1, 2 and 3, which come actually very quickly. It's important to get your line right there. And now, this right-hander will take a bit of curb, but not too much. And now onto always the main straight, really. The starting straight is so much of a straight. Now braking, make sure you don't drift too wide there. We get beached on the curb. And now we're into the very technical section where this has had a snap of oversteer, not great for the lap. And now it is looking actually very tidy through this section, which is important as you can get a lot of time. And it's a hairpin, make sure you don't get too close. And now what is could also be considered a good overtaking opportunity here with the DRS. And braking, it looking like a decent enough lap even without a moment oversteer. Well, have some laps already been posted. Tyler, who's also known to be good in Singapore, is on provisional pole in the Alpine. And as Legend makes his way around the final couple of corners, now this very quick last corner, make sure you get your line right, and it is 35.4, a thousandth ahead of Tyler.
Really, really close ahead of Tyler Davison. It is a 1:35.407 is the first lap set by current championship leader Legend Rosenberg. There's actually not it's so close, there is not even a split time on the standings. Some more drivers will be completing laps soon, and he's beaten by his teammate, First Blood Lewis McWilliam. He beats the time by less than a tenth of a second. Somebody else has slotted in there. That was Charlie, who slotted himself in 6th spot. Yara Ghost 7th on the mediums. Excellent lap. Chloe slots herself in 8th spot. But First Blood Lewis McWilliam, some more times being slotted in. That is that Luke Davis? It is Luke Davis in the Alpha Terry, slotted himself in 9th spot. 1.8 seconds off Polster Lewis. That is an excellent time. Tyler right up in the mix as well. We know he's really good in Singapore. He's driving the Alpine tonight. Is Liam Redmond on a push lap? We'll have to wait and see. I can't imagine so, as he has already set an excellent lap. He could be going for a second attempt, or will it be into the pits? It is into the pits for the Ferrari. There is a slow Alpine on the exit. Unsure what has happened to Charlie Goodrick there, but it is slow on the exit for him. Some more times will be going in shortly. Preston Brennan hasn't validated his lap. Mark Estelle, though, is on a lap as he heads down towards the main straight here in Singapore. Really long straight. Lots of overtaking opportunities here. Down towards a tricky left-hander. You don't want to invalidate on the exit. It can be quite easy. We're still on the white Red Bull, meaning it will be probably the final race with the white Red Bull on. Aaron very frustrated with his crash out in qualifying. He was saying that this was his race, that he could win. He's very frustrated with that one.
Yeah, It's kind of snowed at the Imola. It was looking all good for him as he was actually seemingly fairly quick, and then crashed out early in qualifying. Although the height is also similar, so it is getting a bit too similar.
Oh, Brendan, that was a dreadful joke. But here comes Marcus Towell entering the third sector. It's a lot of.
Evan, that's not a dreadful joke. It's the truth.
It is. At least there's not going to be any Norwich insults tonight on stream. I'm glad they'll be gone until next week, as Marcus has actually scraped.
We can't.
Sorry. International break, and Marcus Towell has had a slide out of the final corner. He's really saved that, and he's invalidated anyway. Oh, Marcus is out. Oh no, he's not. He's just about survived. That was a horrible last few corners for Marcus Towell. He almost ended it all there. He's somehow survived. That was quite dodgy for Marcus Towell. Jake Marsh is on a lap as well. Jake currently suffering with COVID for the third time. There's an interesting fact about young Jake.
Preston says he bottled a 134.8 on the final corner.
Aaron is really frustrated. I have never actually seen Aaron this frustrated at a mistake before. He is fuming because he knows his potential in this race, and Jake Marsh also has potential. Never mind the championship leaders, the Brits on pole, 1:35.0. That's an excellent lap time by Jake Marsh, and it looks like him and Tyler, the two Northerners, could really find themselves in good spots in this race. It is first and fourth for them. A lot of outlaps now. There is actually only one person currently on a timed run. It is Adrian Teisch in the Alfa Romeo. Really well, good start to the season, but unfortunately it just has not been as good since. He has had some good results, but there has never been an outstanding performance since Bahrain, realistically. Let's hope he can get back on the good performance route tonight. Here comes Adrian Teisch. And the final corner in 5th gear. Oh, shift to 6th gear. There is a yellow flag. Adrian spots himself in 13th position. He is 2.9 off the pole time, but lots of improvement.
Just in the 37s.
Just about making the 37s was Adrian Teisch. Tyler Davison is on the lap though. Seems like there was a little bit of slipstream from one of the Williamses back there. Tyler having a bit of a wobble. Tyler, of course, the last pole sitter here in Singapore. He was on pole in the Racing Point. Now the Aston Martin. Back in season number 3 last season. Of course, that race was, however, won by Felix Schumacher. He made a mistake and crashed out of that one. But here comes Tyler, though. Just about to head over the Anderson Bridge. Beautiful camera angle we have here on board the Alpine. Watch Tyler how close he gets to the wall. It's a really good trait of the Holman. Just runs so close to that wall. He finds himself a little bit of a Singapore master in the Alpine. But we'll see what he can do. He's currently almost 0.3 of a second up on his time. It is a good lap for Tyler Davison. Into the third sector now.
Yep, into the third sector. And it's looking like a good lap here.
Yeah, this lap has potential. He's very, very smooth through this third sector.
I suppose El Plan is coming together for Tyler.
Yes, El Plan, final corner. Will it go to Plan? Tyler Davison, can he take pole position in Singapore? Yes, he can. It's a 34.9. First to break into the 134s is Tyler Davison. What a fantastic lap for the Alpineman. It's a Northern Britain 1-2. So Northern Britain 1-2-3 because Lewis is Scottish, of course. For the sake of me and Brendan, let's hope that doesn't stay. For the sake of the action, I would quite like to see it. Liam Redmond is up on his timed lap. However, he's a little bit off the top 5, but he is still in a great position here.
Yeah, that's interesting. We thought Legend would have been able to smash this one out of the park. That's now Juan the second.
Juan Hernandez has broken the British top 3, and the man who won yesterday's Formula Virtual Racing Academy Grand Prix is currently less than a tenth of a second off poleman Tyler Davison. But there's still 5 minutes 51 left in qualifying. Preston Brennan still to set a competitive lap. Marcus Towell to set a competitive lap. Enzo King also. Luke Davis, I'm sure, can improve on his a little bit. He is currently improving 2/10 of a second up at his time, almost running into the Williams on the exit. And the man who's looking to take his first FVR championship today has gone on pole with a 1:34.7. Really good lap for Lewis McWilliam. Chloe is out of qualifying. The Williams has made a mistake and has crashed. We'll go on board with her teammate Preston Brennan to see what's happened. Oh, just kicked up the rear.
Legends invalidated. He's not in a great position at all.
Legend Rosenberg and Lewis McWilliam, if you're just joining us, tied on points heading into tonight's race. 187 points versus 187 points. But the ball is now in Legend's court because he needs to improve. And he needs to get up near his teammate. Of course, Lewis currently on provisional pole position. He is doing a splendid job, doing exactly what he needs to do. That's Charlie Goodrick, who has just improved. Oh no, actually, it was Luke Davis who just improved by 0.8 of a second. Best of the rest fight seems to be between Luke Davis and Liam Redmond, because there's the big gap between Avesta and a big gap between Luke, separating two drivers. But the top five, all close. 0.6 of a second is fairly close around a track like Singapore. It's long and it has a lot of corners, a lot of time to lose, a lot of time to gain.
And fun fact, the time Tyler set first in the session was now matched by Charlie, who is still who ends up by 1,000 behind Legend, who hasn't been able to improve on his first lap.
He's still good. He needs a lot to do, does the Dutchman, if he wants to take the championship today. Of course, he said a couple of races ago in a post-race interview with me and Brendan that he would be the Season 4 FER champion. Not looking so confident now, is he though? With his teammate, the Scotsman, on pole. Lewis currently 5th in the time trial world records standings. Marcus Tell is on a lap. He's invalidated his lap on the mediums. Not going good for Marcus Tell, although he has improved to 8th spot in a set of mediums, which is a very nice lap warp Yoon into the pits.
Yeah. Well, let's see. We have still 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. So
yep, still plenty of time.
Yeah, Preston is about to start a lap, I believe, or not.
Oh no, he's gone on pole! That's a shock! Preston Brennan has gone on pole position, a 134.6. It may be Lewis and Legend's special day, but the other guys are not making it easy.
Yeah, that's the thing. If, obviously, for Legend's sake, obviously they are tied on points, but Legend has count back on his side, so the further they're dragged down, it really benefits them more. In a way.
Yeah, of course. The way that this is really, even if Legend and Lewis are fighting for 10th and 11th, it is still whoever beats them wins. They're all
much, unless circumstances dictate that they're in outside the top 10.
Yeah, of course, then we would go on a fastest lap point, because just remember, the fastest lap can be scored by anybody on the grid. It does not have to be the top 10, it can be anybody. That could really, we'd have a Formula E scenario where the race win is decided on the fastest lap. I'm going to hope that's not the case, because that would be ridiculous. I'm going to hope that isn't the case. I'm going to hope that these two can have a fantastic scrap. Tyler has just messaged me saying, "Oh my God, Preston, how TF?" So
Preston did say he balled a 34.8 earlier in the session.
Yeah, so
well, he's on 2 laps in themselves. They are probably done for.
Avesta looking fast. Avesta is looking fast. He's a second currently off Preston Brennan, so he can improve. But we will hope that he can improve, because he's always good. He's a fantastic battler. So it would be great to see him. We have some drivers going on laps soon. Everyone on their outlap. Avesta is holding up Lewis a little bit. Apologies, Mentor, what was that?
Pit lane rules in the...
pit lane rules are you can't cut the white line. They're not applying for qualifying, because there's nothing to gain in qualifying.
Yeah, but it's just a note for people who are watching.
It's alright, Fairs and Harry aren't here, so we don't really have to worry too much, and that is Preston out of qualifying. He will not be having another lap. Everybody on the grid, apart from Marcel Magiera, is on their outlap. Marcel is pushing the streets of Singapore. He's close to the wall. Maximum pace to try and get a lap in. He's currently down in 16th spot, 3.2 seconds off Preston Brennan, who is on pole position. Preston and Juan had a crazy battle in VRS on Imola. Well, thankfully, this isn't Imola. Well, not thankfully, I love Imola. This isn't Imola, this is Singapore, and you can still battle around here. It is a street circuit, we've had some absolute wicked battles over the years in terms of race wins, in terms of... Well, we had that fantastic Jack and Thomas battle as well, but here comes Marcel Maggiera's teammate Jake Marsh vacating the area for the Polishman.
Touch of the wall there.
Touch of the wall. Right. Marcel's on a great lap. We do have to cut to Legend Rosenberg, who's in 6th spot, who's also on a great lap. Qualifying is now over, but we will probably have a little time left. How's Legend Rosenberg doing? He's in the 2nd sector, and he's hooking it up nicely. This seems to be a fairly smooth lap for Legend Rosenberg. Let's see where Marcel Maggiera can go, and he's backed out. He's made a mistake. Marcel is out. He has spun. It will be 16th for Marcel Maggiera. Lewis McWilliam is about to go through the Sector 1 split now. We will check it to see, is the Scotsman up on his quality time? And of course the thing on the stream has come up, so I cannot actually see the qualifying time. Jake Marsh is out, so both McLaren's out. Legend is 2/10 up. It's not enough though. He needs a lot more in this last sector if he wants to get up near his teammate.
I think he got affected by Marcel's crashed car.
Oh, that's disappointing for Tyler. He will start 3rd though at a maximum. He will still have good pace. Legend Rosenberg, final sector.
Lewis improved slightly in the 1st sector, by the way.
Lewis up slightly in the 1st sector. Here comes Legend Rosenberg. His final lap in qualifying of the season. Final corner, push it maximum. He's only gone 4th. It is not enough to take pole. Lewis is marginally up. This is looking like it could go to Preston. Juan is not improving by enough either, unless we have a shock from down the grid. But Preston Brennan is currently looking like he could take pole. Lewis McWilliam needs to get a lot out of this last sector. Final corner for the Scotsman in the championship. Is it going to be pole for Lewis McWilliam? It is going to be pole for Lewis McWilliam. A 134.5. He's stolen it at the death. Advantage McWilliam. Juan's gone 3rd, he's beaten Tyler, which puts his Legend down as well. Charlie Goodrick is 7 seconds down. Marcus Towell is invalidated his lap. What's Luke Davis doing? He's also well down on his lap. Somebody has improved. That's Enzo King, who's gone 9th and breaks into the top 10 on a set of the soft compound tyres. And it looks like there was a Ferrari hitting the wall there. But that is qualifying, and that is pole for Lewis McWilliam in Aston Martin.
I tell you the benefits of Enzo's lap. Liam, he now gets to start whatever tyre he likes.
Yeah, he gets to... Oh, Marcel retired in the pits, and the game reset him, and it messed everyone up. Oh, that's...
wonder. You would have to wonder.
Lewis McWilliam now has the most pole positions in Formula Virtual Racing history.
Well, see, points aren't scored in qualifying.
Points are not scored in qualifying. Absolutely correct, Brendan. We still have a cracker of a season finale.
Except for sprint races.
Yeah, well, as the meme goes, we don't do that here.
Yeah.
We will not be doing a sprint race ever in this league, as long as I'm the owner. But Lewis McWilliam is on pole position for Scotland, and he's one step closer to taking the championship. Preston Brennan in 2nd, Juan Hernandez 3rd, Tyler Davis in 4th, Legend Rosenberg down in 5th. A lot of work to do if he wants to take this one off Lewis. Jake Marsh in 6th, Avesco Badi 7th, Charlie Goodrick in 8th, Enzo King in 9th, Marcus Towell in 10th. Liam Redmond will start on a fresh set of the medium tyres, I imagine, from 11th, Luke Davis 12th, Thomas Main will start 13th, Yara goes 14th, Chloe in 15th, Adrian 16th, Bob Bune 17th, Marcel 18th, Jack Redmond 19th, had a quali ban, and Aaron McFall will start last after a crash in qualifying. But Aaron has fantastic pace, folks.
Yeah, it seems like Legend Lewis would be dominating the season for most part.
Brendan, it's raining. Brendan, there's wet tyres in the Mercedes garage. Never mind. Never mind, they're mediums now.
Yeah. It's all the excitement and just...
That was pointless. Brendan, for the final time in this season, I have 2 questions to ask you. It's different. Who will win the race, and who will win the championship?
Again, I must say, can you really know?
Not really. Unless it's France.
Yeah, the problem is, the thing is, what is Lewis going to do? Is he going to go all out with the start to keep P1? Or
It is Singapore though, so a safety car could be thrown up at any opportunity. Realistically, there is a lot of opportunities for safety cars. So we'll have to wait and see. But the tyres they will be starting on. Obviously, the top 10 will be on the tyres they qualified on. So all the softs, except Marcus, who managed to get 10th on a set of mediums. So really good from Marcus. Liam Redmond on mediums, Luke on mediums, Thomas Main mediums, Yara Ghost mediums, Chloe Glenn mediums, Adrian Tice mediums, Borbune on the mediums, Marcel on the mediums, Jack Redmond on the softs because he's different, and Aaron on the mediums. That was a bit mean, I'm sorry Jack. But Jack is on the soft compound tyres for this one, 31 laps. Round Singapore. And Brendan, you never answered my question. Who will win and who will win the championship?
yeah, who is going to win this race? Honestly, I was saying before was Lewis. Does he go all out, or does he just conserve knowing he has track position over Legend? Although, I may remind you, Lewis is Sebastian Vettel van, and well, one championship rival started P1 in 2017, and the other started P5. Guess who won?
Oh, this is why I have this guy here. The statistics are amazing. It was the guy in P5 for those asking. So,
That fellow in P5 was
people
Lewis
watching,
Hamilton.
let us know in the chat who you think will win the FER Season 4 Championship, and let me know who you're supporting down below, because let's just hope the Legend and Lewis stands don't break out in a Twitter fight. That will be disastrous. But it is. Just keep an eye on everyone from the back as well. There's people like Aaron McFall on the mediums who has fantastic pace.
No, you're probably just going to see. Well, Tyler in P4, he's probably just going to get one of them starts like in Raikkonen in 2017. Just be there that one time.
Tyler hoping to write his name in the FER history books by just being involved in the championship according to Brendan. Just. I mean, I don't really want Legend and Lewis to crash out because that would be a pain in my neck later on. But we are lining up with the grid for the final time. Yes, you don't have to hear me scream "We Go Racing" next week, as we will, of course, be on the post-winter break. Lewis with a very fast formation lap. Preston Brennan, line wing up second. He could be involved. He could take a race win here today. Just remember, Preston and Juan and Tyler, all fighting for the race win. They don't care who wins the championship. They want to win the FER Singapore Grand Prix. Legend and Lewis want to win the FER Championship. Aaron McFall will line us up on the grid in his Alpha Tauri. We will get the positional change up for you on the timing tower to keep track of those positions we do miss. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're going to enjoy this one. It's going to be a cracker, the most anticipated race in FER history. 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. We go racing in Singapore. It's a poor start for Lewis McWilliam. Preston Brennan with a much better getaway. Oh no, he's not. He's bogged down on the inside. Legend Rosenberg already up alongside the Williams. Preston Brennan dropping down the order. Juan Hernandez is taking it. Legend Rosenberg pushing very early on in this Grand Prix. He's going to have to tuck in behind the Williams. They're all through. Turn 1 cleanly, apart from Jake Marsh, who's gone down to the back of the grid. Down 14 spots, and it looks like there's a slow Mercedes there. Could be Enzo King. Enzo's picked up a 5-second time penalty. Down the inside goes Legend. Oh, he's just missed out and just had to back out. Jack Redmond is up to 10th spot on this race start. 10 positions on lap 1. Excellent start for Jack Redmond. Excellent start for Lewis McWilliam, who leads the Singapore Grand Prix by 0.6 of a second over Juan Hernandez. Them two, though, don't have a pretty history in this league. There will be some incidents. That's Thomas Main who's gone. That is Thomas Main. Oh, Preston spun! Mistake for Preston over the Anderson Bridge. He's dropped down to 8th spot, and he's no front wing. This is really not good for Preston Brennan. He had a chance in this Grand Prix. The chance is no longer here unless he does get some sort of safety car, but he's really struggling with his wing. He's going to be into the wall. No, he dodges. This gives another spot to the fast starting Jack Redmond, getting some practice in that Haas for next season. Lewis finding himself under pressure from Juan Hernandez. Excellent lap 1 in Singapore. Legend Rosenberg has did what he needs to do. He's up to 3rd, but he needs to beat Lewis if he wants to win the championship, and Lewis needs to beat him if he wants to win the championship. Surely Preston's in the pits this lap. He he's really struggling. This will be a position for Liam Redmond. Preston Brennan is into the pit lane. Oh, there's a lot of people in the pit lane. Liam and is that Yara Ghostin? Yes, it is. That is a lot of drivers into the pit lane. Charlie Goodrick has picked himself up a penalty. I'm not sure if that's a 5 or a 3. We'll check in a moment's time. Lewis, though, needs to drop Juan Hernandez if he wants a realistic shout in this Grand Prix. That is Thomas Main out of the Grand Prix, retiring in the pit lane. Jack Redmond is fighting with Charlie. Charlie on the inside, fighting at Singapore. Jack loves a move into this corner. We've seen it for 2 seasons now. Always pushed the Alpine off the circuit, but he is past. Charlie going to stick it down the inside. Jack trying a switchback manoeuvre. This is the battle for P number 7, irrelevant in the championship. Oh, he's almost hit him. Jack very quick around this Singapore circuit, clearly with a very fast start. Marcel Maggiera also a fast start. Brendan, would you like to run through the winners and losers?
Well, Preston's the biggest loser of that, but Legend has worn out in a bit because he is up P3, although he did have to go off track to keep position really at the start there, although to be fair I think he was side by side, so he couldn't really do much. He didn't really gain much from it either in the end. So yeah, but obviously then you have some other losers, and a lot of people ended up in the pits in lap 1 to get wing changes and etc.
Yep, a lot of drivers pitting on lap 1. Thomas Maynard only retirement out of this Grand Prix, disappointing for him, as he was returning today. Lewis has now pulled Juan Hernandez almost out of his DRS. There's the 1 second. It's the fastest lap for Lewis McWilliam, and he is on form to take the win here if all goes smoothly. Legend needs to find that extra bit of pace, needs to get up near his teammate, and needs to get past him, and needs to do it before the end of the 31 laps. Charlie Goodrick has picked up damage somewhere as he is into the pit lane. Disappointing for him. That will most likely bring him out alongside Preston Brennan. Aaron McFall up 9 spots to 11. It was a great 11th. Apologies. It was a great start for both of the Irishmen. Wasn't a great start for the other 2 Irish men and women, Liam and Chloe. But Lewis McWilliam now leads by 1.2 seconds over Juan Hernandez, as there's a yellow flag. Is that Marcel? That is Marcel. No, apologies, it's actually Chloe in the 3rd sector. The 2 Alpha Tauris, though, having a right out scrap. Aaron McFall gets past his teammate Luke Davis. The 2 Alpha Tauris and the 2 McLarens really running together here. Is this Jake Marsh up the inside of his teammate? No, he just backs in behind. Oh no, apologies, he's already in front. That's Marcel who backs in behind. Marcel, he's up to 12th spot, but he is down from 11th now.
Yeah, so here we go. This Tyler is all over the back of Legend.
Yep, this isn't good for Legend Rosenberg. Tyler Davison, of course, just wants to win this Singapore Grand Prix. Absolutely does not care about the championship in terms of who wins it or in terms of the battle on track. He just wants a podium or a win here tonight. And he's looking extremely smooth in that Alpine. Look at the steering. These tyres are being caressed around the circuit. Tyre wear is a big thing for the softs. They will be dead around lap 8 or around there. Lap 8 to 10 we should see a lot of pit stops. Unless there's a safety car, we will see everybody pit most likely. And we are on lap 4, and it is Lewis McWilliam. Oh, that's Legend off the circuit. Legend making mistakes here. Has the confidence ahead of this race not quite paid off, because he's made a mistake, and he will now be vulnerable to the man from Hull, the British Grand Prix winner, Tyler Davison. But he's not quite close enough.
He's not quite close enough, and Legend is DRS from Juan Hernandez.
Really good comment there from Brady, as he's just said Marcus sitting pretty on those mediums. He's sitting even better now as he's up to 5th spot. Really good stuff from Marcus Tell. Fastest lap has gone to Preston Brennan, a 1:39.2.
He is on the soft tyres, but they aren't used from qualifying. They are, well, would have been brand new to start the race, so a little bit less wear and a little more freedom in terms of pit stops.
Evan, at Singapore, you don't have problems with the tyres. You most certainly do have problems with the soft tyres. When they die, they do become like ice skates. They're easy to manage, the hards and the mediums, as that's Chloe into the pits, and a retirement for the Williams to end the season. Not really great, but that's really unfortunate. I think just they caught up in a lap 1 collision, as Marcus Dell has picked up a 3-second time penalty. Not very good. It's only lap 4. You should not be picking up penalties this early on in the race, especially around a track like Singapore, where safety cars are very easy to capitalise on, if there is one. But Legend is now pushing to try get up near Juan. Tyler just keeping in the DRS for the time being. Juan, of course, does not have DRS as Lewis McWilliam leads the Grand Prix by 0.2 of a second. That is Adrian out. Oh, he's crashed on the Anderson Bridge. And that's a dangerous location. There is the safety car out. Everyone for hard tyres, I imagine. The safety car has been brought out.
That kind of throws some of the strategy element out the window for now.
It certainly does. There is no real... It's now all in for the hards, or you stay out. Jake Marsh already capitalising on that. He's just boxed for the hard tyres. He will get in before everybody else. Who wins the championship if they crash into each other? If Lewis and Legend crash into each other, Legend Rosenberg is the champion. So Lewis will most certainly not want that to happen, considering he is leading this race. Liam Redmond into the pit lane.
Yeah, also Marcel is going to benefit from Jake boxing there. So that means he doesn't have to double stack, which would be an issue for Luke, Enzo, and, well, let's see.
It will be a problem for Legend Rosenberg.
Yeah, is Legend going to be able to find enough of a gap? Or is Lewis going to try slow this one down? To really...
Yeah, Lewis is known for slowing down a lot.
The gap has dropped from 3 to 1.8.
In fairness, that could just be the delta.
Yeah.
God only knows what happens with the delta in this game.
2.5, back up 2.5, and 2.3, 2.1.
Yeah, it's alright. He's keeping a steady pace. Legend, however, is dropping back. Legend, you can't drop back much further. It is 3.5 seconds is the limit. Legend, you can't drop back further. Legend, you can't drop back further. He's accelerated now. Oh, he's left it a little bit there, has Legend. But into the pits now goes Legend Rosenberg. Marcus Tell stays out on the medium compound tyres. Juan has gone for the mediums, so has Lewis. It is medium tyres these folks are going on. Will anyone opt for the hards? I imagine a few people will. There's a lot of activity in the pit lane. Aaron McFall and Marcel all staying out because they are on the mediums. Everybody going for a set of the mediums. Jack Redmond has gone for the hards and Jake Marsh on the hards.
Tyler has jumped Legend.
Tyler is ahead of Legend. That is it.
Has. Although for Marcus, this race he was saying pretty on the mediums, but not really now. He has lost out a bit on the strategy.
He has lost out a bit. But I believe Thomas and Chloe had a crash on lap 1. That is why the two of them are out. Of course, Thomas was crashed out on lap 1. Seemingly he had wing damage and, by the gist of things, was at fault for the collision with the Williams. But we will wait and see. It's a bit of a shuffled up grid now, isn't it? Marcus Tell leads the Singapore Grand Prix, ahead of Aaron McFall, Marcel Maggiera, Lewis, Juan, Tyler, Legend, Avesta, Jack, Jake, Enzo, Luke, Preston, Charlie, Yara, Ghost, Borpune, and Liam Redmond.
Yeah.
What happened to Liam? He's lost so much time. Yeah, I don't really know what happened to Liam.
No, I think he got caught up in the lap 1 thing.
No, in terms of the safety car. He was, he pitted the lap before everyone else.
Don't know, maybe he made some sort of mistake.
I think he's actually made another pit stop.
Yeah, probably switch tyre or something.
Maybe, we'll find out anyways. But Brady says safety car on lap 15 or 18. Yeah, let us know your thoughts on the first 6 laps of this Grand Prix. They've been interesting for sure. We have a long way to go though for the FER Singapore Grand Prix before we do crown a champion. And the champion, as it stands, will be Lewis McWilliam. It is going to be an Aston Martin either way, so it could be Abu Dhabi 2016 territory, where Lewis will legend. Exquisite. Really nice stuff. Here's an FER fun fact for you, and I'm literally thinking of this while I'm speaking. I don't have these pre-planned. The FER fun fact we'll go from is back in season 3. Not season 3. This is the problem with trying to make up a fact on the spot. I can't actually think of one. Do you want to know what I was just about to say, Brendan?
What?
Back in season 3, no Aston Martin finished the Singapore Grand Prix. Would you like to know why no Aston Martin finished the FPR Singapore Grand Prix in Season 3? Because they weren't a team, Brendan. They didn't exist.
Oh wow, they're genius on display here.
In real, though, it has been a Racing Point and an Aston Martin on pole for the last two seasons. There's your fun fact. See how I gave myself a little bit more thinking time. There is your fun fact. It was Tyler on pole for Racing Point in season number 3, and it was Lewis on pole for season number 4.
Yeah. Which is now? Well, yeah.
Thing is here, Lewis won't be that much. He won't necessarily have that much of a tyre advantage over the 3 guys in front of him. I mean, he has the pace advantage because he's Lewis. He is currently about on like as of right now going to win the championship for a reason.
Is he able to get through the cars?
Exactly. He could find himself vulnerable from Juan Hernandez and Tyler behind him, as we've said.
Because usually, on most days, apart from FPR Italy, Juan is on his A game usually.
Yeah, he is.
And I said barring FPR Italy because we all know what happened there.
Juan did not make it past the start-finish line, and I'm not even joking. He spun off his grid slot and crashed into Jake. The safety car was in this lap, though. Marcus Towell will lead us. Oh, that was a big slide. Marcus Towell will lead us away. Evan Dalton moments as Ramazan. Thank you to OP Luca Racing for saying thanks for the great commentary all season. We love doing it, so... Yeah, Brendan, remember back in season 1 and 2 you had a familiar obsession with sandwiches. We are currently in a massive Red Bull sandwich.
Yeah, that is true.
Here comes Marcus Towell to lead us away. Just watch, there could be some spinners on this safety car restart. Here comes Marcus Towell, and we go racing in Singapore. It's a good restart from Aaron McFall as well, just behind him. He has not called him out, but Aaron does not have the temperature in the tyres. Lewis McWilliam already over the back of Marcel Maggiera in 3rd spot. He's gone for it. Oh, it's so close there between the two. Legend has got past Tyler. One Aston Martin making moves. There's a lot of battling here, though, as Juan Hernandez is down the inside of the Scotsman. He's made the move done, and that puts the 2 Aston Martins together on the circuit, 5th and 6th for the championship contenders. Lewis finding it back. He's going to go down the inside of the Mercedes, and he's got the move done. They've made contact. One on the outside. Is he going to hold it? Just about. This is so dangerous from our championship contender Lewis McWilliam, but he's still keeping on the inside. He's made a mistake. Oh, it's so close for Lewis. Here comes Legend down the inside. The Aston Martins are side by side for the championship, and Legend has lost out. Lewis keeps the spot. Absolute excellent fighting between the two. Tyler Davison looking to get in the mix.
Now remember, Juan, he hasn't got an FPR win yet.
Juan has not got an FPR win, and he will do everything in his power to get one. He wants one so bad. He can beat PSGL F1 drivers on his day, but he just can't beat Marcel Maggiera, who he's on the back of right now. But Aaron and Marcus, excellent stuff getting past. Sorry, apologies, getting clear. That first lap completely fumbled me. I don't think I've ever shouted so much. But that was a crazy battle between the 2 Aston Martins, which is not over yet because they are both right beside each other on the circuit. It doesn't get closer than this, folks. Lap 9 we're about to go on. It is F1 Esports Challenger qualifier. Marcus Towell leading the Grand Prix. Marcel's got a poor exit. Juan Hernandez introduces himself to the Singapore podium. How are you doing, son? I'm Juan Hernandez, he says as he climbs past Marcel Maggiera, and here comes Lewis down the inside. Is he going to make the move? He needs to make the move and needs to try himself. Not vulnerable, but here comes Legend Rosenberg. They're side by side again, the Aston Martins. What a battle between these two. It's a straight fight. They've both got past Marcel. Legend Rosenberg, Lewis McWilliam, side by side. Lewis squeezes the Dutchman, and down the inside goes Legend Rosenberg. They've made contact. Lewis is off the track. Legend down the inside, side by side. It does does it get closer than this? They're wheel banging the Aston Martins, and it's Legend Rosenberg. Lewis is around and into the wall. The Aston Martins have made contact. That could be the championship over. Lewis is down to 14th spot on the grid. We have not seen them make contact. Tyler's gone as well. The Aston Martins have battled so much all season, but they have not made contact on one occasion. It's happened when they didn't want it most. Legend Rosenberg 4th, Lewis McWilliam 13th. Charlie Goodrick is out of the Grand Prix. We have a safety car.
It's fair to say, the Aston Martin garage would not be the most peaceful of places right now.
It certainly wouldn't, as I don't think I've ever shouted as much, but that was crazy.
As I have seen Lewis send a message into the FER chat. I'm not going to read it because, well,
I'll have a read. He said nice try, but there was a curse word after it.
Yeah,
Marcel into the pits. Marcel makes the pit stop. Oh, Marcel, I honestly thought you were going to crash into the pit wall. Lewis has left all chat somewhere. Oh well. Brady said, told you, safety car. He just said the wrong lap. The two Aston Martins making contact. Here in the final races, Tyler has received a 5 for speeding in the pit lane. It is easy to do in Singapore. But
I just said to Brady that technically you did say lap 15 to 18, so if you tried 18 by 2, you're kind of right.
Quick maths, featuring me Miller 1. We're not even halfway through this race. It has been crazy.
Algebra is easy. Like, it could be an algebra equation, it's easy.
This is crazy. I love a championship finale, Brendan. I really do. But it is advantage Legend Rosenberg. Lewis is on the quicker tyre down in 15th. Legend is in 4th on 3-lap old mediums.
I was thinking that battling, Lewis had already battled with Juan, and they were probably lucky enough not to crash. So battling with Legend, eventually the luck was going to tip.
And you're saying that as well. There's another good point. Lewis and Legend were side by side through another difficult corner, the Singapore Sling. It's not the actual Singapore Sling anymore. It's still called that. They didn't crash there. They were bound to have a crash at some point.
Yeah, because every time you're battling, obviously, there's the small chance you will crash, but if you keep battling, you're allowing that small chance to still be present.
Imagine if Lewis comes back to win the championship. If Lewis McWilliam wins the championship from this point by coming back and passing Legend, obviously if Legend crashes out or something, but if Lewis wins it with Legend and like a position behind him and comes back, it will be the greatest league racing drive I have ever seen. If he can do it. There will be some luck involved, obviously, but he has a mountain to climb. Imagine he had radio like an F1. Yeah, Legend and Lewis were in the same party at the start of this race. I can't imagine they are now, but
I may have heard some news, mind you, it's unrelated to FER, but it is related to Norwich.
Oh no.
Mark's going to be sacked.
We actually won today for the first time, and thank you for telling me, Brendan. I know it's not really related, but I kind of like that. Lewis is in the chat. Hello, Lewis. Nice try, Legend. Okay, this is interesting, folks.
I would highly doubt that was deliberate. It doesn't seem Legend's nature.
It wouldn't seem Legend's nature, no. It definitely doesn't seem Legend's nature to purposely crash out someone. But we have to wait and see. I imagine it was just contact, as they were battling. They were battling really, really hard. So we will have to wait and see. And Brendan, I think we may miss the start of Quali 1 in the real Formula 1 because it is 7:30. Lewis, head down, you can do this. Ramazan, Lewis, folks on the race. A lot of Lewis support. A lot of Lewis support. But this is a cracker of a season finale. It really is. Safety car should be in this lap. A couple of different strategies. Jack Redmond has texted me laughing. Literally the laughing emoji, and he goes, I'm in an unreal position. So he is loving this race. Would you like to know what Jack's goal for today's race was, Brendan?
Well, we may as well see it.
He wanted to win driver of the day.
Well, I mean,
he's currently going to do so because he's come from last to 6th.
Well, I mean, it's a sensible goal, given that it's not really pertaining to one singular position, and it's just seeing a good race would probably consist of driver of the day, given the starting position after his quality ban, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that is what he wanted to do. He actually texted me going, what's the best way to start from last? So, Jack just loves a good comeback trying. Safety car is in this lap. Marcus Howell will get a second lead. He'll get a second bite of the cherry. He nailed the first one. Him and Aaron will be working together. They're good friends. He'll get a second bite of the cherry. Of course, it is Red Bull and AlphaTauri. They may not be related, quote unquote. But, wait and see. Marcus Howell will lead us away. Legend 4th. Lewis is in 15th. Keep an eye for Lewis making moves. It's what he needs to do. Lewis has said, no space in 2 corners in a row. Put me in the wall. No attempt to leave any space. Lewis isn't happy. But he still has an opportunity in this one if he can just nail it. Marcus Howell to lead the restart. Lap 11 of 31. 20 laps to go. Here comes Marcus to lead us away for the second time under safety car. And we go racing in Singapore. Aaron McFall has nailed it once again, but look at Juan Hernandez and look at Legend Rosenberg making some moves as well. To the inside of the Spaniard goes Juan Hernandez. Oh, it's almost 3 wide. Legend backs off. Aaron has sent across the corner, picks up a 3-second time penalty for his struggles. Legend is bedded into nowhere, really. He doesn't have a car around him side by side like he did the last time. How's Lewis doing at the back? Just backing off and keeping cautious. A lot of back markers, a lot of cars around him. He's got at the outside of Marcel Maggiera, and he's going to try Liam Redmond as well. Liam Redmond gave him a fantastic scrap last night in the FVRA Championship. He's got Marcel Maggiera, has Lewis. He's up 1. He's did 1 position. Just needs a few more. Yara Ghost and Preston Brennan making contact. Preston in the wall as there's a spinning Red Bull. Lewis has avoided it all somehow. Lewis is up to 10th spot. Tyler has got past it as well. Preston sadly did not, although I don't think he's wing damage. And Yara Ghost has no wing and is sent to the back. Juan Hernandez, though, is really close behind Aaron McFall. Juan had a bit of the pace last week. Last night in the Formula Virtual Academy race. He had a bit of a pace on Aaron. We'll see what he can do here. He's a bit of a tyre advantage. Of course, Marcus and Aaron will be going for the soft compound tyres. Not a hectic of a restart. But Lewis McWilliam now, it has Luke Davis is the next man he needs to get in front. Luke Davis in the AlphaTauri. Reserve driver for AlphaTauri for this race, replacing Manel Antons, who sadly has retired from Formula Virtual Racing League racing, but Lewis needs to get past him soon. Oh, crash Tyler out of the race, and that's a wheel disconnect. Most certainly that is a wheel disconnect, and we have our third safety car of the evening.
Yeah. Well, there we go. I suppose Lewis now, he's got back closer, and arguably, you could say that this might have benefited him in the long run. He's got fresher tyres. He won't have to do half as much tyre management, really. Oh well, maybe not half as much, but maybe a little bit less. Although obviously he will have to get through a couple of cars.
Yara Ghost has retired. Yara Ghost has retired. Just Brendan, I have to ask you, Marcus and Aaron, I take it, will be just staying out for more?
Stay out for what though? That's the thing.
Well, I mean, they would have to go to the hards.
Yeah.
Oh, just Jack is angry at Avesta. Oh no, he's not, he's laughing. Avesta completely cut the pit entry and nearly took me out with him. Oh no. Avesta moment. Jack, report that one because that's not allowed. We clearly stated you can't cut the pit entry for crying out loud. Oh well. Safety car not lap 15. Brady, you're 2 laps away, buddy. 2 laps away. The safety car will run to lap 15.
That's 3 safety cars now, isn't it?
Yep, that is 3. So we still have space for 2 more. We're never going to see the start of Q1, lads.
Oh no, we're not going to see...
We're not going to see the titanic battle between Yuki Tsunoda and Antonio Giovinazzi to get out of Q1.
Oh, okay, that's all over. I was going to say the brilliance of Latifi and the Hasses trying to get pole at the start of Q1.
Oh, that's good as well. I like that one. I remember when George Russell always used to be the first out on track, and everybody would just be, "Oh, George Russell's on pole! How cool!" But oh well. In fairness, we do have something here. Borbune is always first out on track in FVR. I mean, Borbune has technically been on provisional pole more times than a lot of the drivers here because he's first out in qualifying every time.
You know, yeah. Will it be in this lap? Or...
No, it won't be in this lap. We'll get one more lap, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the thing. This safety car came so. It was so soon after the previous one that there wasn't much closing up to do.
Yeah, it did.
So
it was unfortunate.
Someone could do a cheeky pit stop now and just have fresher tyres, but obviously it wouldn't really be beneficial given the track position is key here.
3 safety cars in 13 laps. Yeah, it's too much. I'm gonna hope we don't get.
I can confirm Daniel Fark has been sacked by Norwich City Football Club.
Lads, what? Oh my god! They've wait. This isn't even my level of genius. Even I'm cleverer than this.
What?
He's won a game
no,
after so long and been sacked.
No, you see, it's well, Norwich. It's not their philosophy to win Premier League matches. So when Fark actually wins, he gets sacked.
I think what's happened there. I can't believe we're discussing football during the safety car, but we've lost all our notes are used up. But I think what's happened was he was due to be sacked anyways. They just expected us to lose the game.
No, but no, it's just you thought there'd be no Norwich slander, but your club has went and sacked the manager after they actually went and won a game. The level of genius here is actually frightening.
Oh well, that's enough about football anyways. Evans having the best night of his life. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know, Jack. I'm very confused now. I'm just going to focus on the race. Why have they sacked Fark? Safety car in this lap. It will be Marcus's third bite of the cherry. He'll have another go at it. I mean, he's not even doing anything complicated. He's literally just accelerating. So, I'm sure he'll be fine to do another one. My tree has to be removed. Yeah, it can be removed, Aaron. Don't worry. That will be removed. You don't need warnings for that one, because I imagine it was a straight tree. Also, Brentford in disappointment. Yeah, Brentford lost, and then Farke gets sacked. Anyways, enough about football. Marcus Stout will lead us away for the safety car restart. We still aren't halfway through the race, so there's not a hope we are making Q1 for the real F1 Mexico Grand Prix. But this race is better than Q1, in my opinion, in my eyes. But there may be some bias in that. Marcus Stout will lead us away from the safety car restart. We go racing. He's gone early this time, and he has caught out Aaron McFall. He's caught out a lot of drivers. Excellent restart from Marcus Tell. He's not caught out Legend Rosenberg, who will be going for the move on Juan Hernandez. Lewis is already up to 9th due to pit stops. Legend backs out. He goes for a sensible option. But here comes, that's a Vestigo Badi past Borbune. Lewis needs to try find a way past Luke Davis. He is past Luke Davis. Excellent move for Lewis McWilliam. He's up to 8th spot, and he's not too far behind Legend if he can just make the right moves. He needs to get back up with him if he wants to win the championship. Marcus Tell doing really well now. He's leading this race once again after the safety car restart. He has not been fooled very many times. Marcus doing an excellent job, but that's a Vestigo Badi. A Vestigo Badi's around at the backpack. But he seems to be making a few mistakes tonight, as some of the drivers have been complaining, but nothing too much. Next man for Lewis McWilliam, Enzo King. Not an easy man to get past, not an easy man to get past in Singapore, but Lewis McWilliam definitely seems pumped up for this one. He's had that mistake. He was leading the race. He is now down in 8th spot, and he needs to go for a move. Aaron's gone! Aaron is around. Something's happened to Aaron McFall, but he's dropping down the order, and he's now back where Enzo King is. Enzo King is literally driving through the AlphaTauri, and Lewis McWilliam is also past. There's no front wing, no front wing on the AlphaTauri. Aaron McFall has hit the wall. That's what happened there, and that is unfortunate for Aaron McFall. He was doing absolutely outstanding, but he is now realistically out of this race. Lewis McWilliam will be laughing though, as it is one more position for him, one more position closer to Legend. Although no, he isn't, because Legend gained a spot on Aaron.
Basically, it's, well, They just both moved up a position. I suppose they're looking nicer on the points totals.
Lewis McWilliam is easily past Enzo King. I imagine here Bure has picked himself up a 3-second time penalty. No, Enzo defends really nicely. Lewis is going to have to throw. He's had a big wobble, almost crashing into the side of the Austrian, and the Austrian's left very minimum space. But Lewis McWilliam is past, and he's doing what he needs to do. Juan Hernandez, though, is almost going for the lead of this race. We have a battle for the race win. We're not even focusing on who wins this race. We're focusing on the championship quite a bit, but with understandable reason. Next man for Lewis McWilliam, it's Jake Marsh. Lewis is really doing a good job here in this Grand Prix. He is really close to catching up to Legend Rosenberg, because just remember, these guys will struggle a little bit with the tyres getting them to the end. They should be okay, but they will struggle just a slight touch. Oh, Marcus has made a mistake there. Has he just clattered that inside wall over the Anderson Bridge? He's made some sort of mistake. He's lost a bit of time. Juan Hernandez and Marcus Stell going to fight for the race lead. Juan tucks in and he's tried to dummy. It has not worked for the Spaniard, but he's tried it with an excellent move for Juan Hernandez. Legend Rosenberg is right behind these two, and he just... Realistically, what would be the cleverest thing to do here for Legend? Just sit behind and just let these two scrap at it?
For Legend, I'm not sure why he's do with Lewis. A lot of the people you were thinking they'd have to pass have kind of ended up behind or out because of other circumstances. But Lewis now, he will have to get past Jake. You probably will be defending a bit. So see, I think probably the party with Juan and be wanting to just try keep, well, one, keep position, and two, it'll also benefit Juan, as Lewis won't be that close.
Lewis is almost pushing Jake through the corners. Jake is on hard tyres. Lewis is DRS. Jake Marsh does not. Lewis does not care. He's going to try the outside. This is really close. Lewis McWilliam keeps margins very close. He is now 2 spaces behind his rival. Legend in 3rd, Lewis in 5th. The man separating them is the only man who's ever won the season finale and the championship. Jack Redmond won his 2nd race of the season last season, the reigning champion. He's putting on a show for us again today. It's good to see Jack at the top of an FVR grid, but he now has Lewis McWilliam behind. There's a yellow flag. It's Avesta Gobadi who is not out of this Grand Prix. He's made another mistake and may as well be out of this Grand Prix. Legend hit the inside wall. Legend has just had a scrape on the inside wall. It was with his tyre and not a front wing, so he is all okay. What a move, absolutely, by Lewis. I imagine you're talking about Lewis as you are in IF4, so that's what I can imagine. Jack Redmond right up behind Legend. This may be the only time Lewis McWilliam will be loving Jack Redmond, as if he can get past Legend and send the 2 Aston Martins together. The incident is not Legend's fault. Yeah, I don't think the incident was Legend's fault, but Lewis has put on a show to catch up to these guys. He's had the help of some safety cars, the help of some pitters and some incidents. But look, you can now see his championship rival in front of him again. He's did what he needs to do. We are now halfway through this Grand Prix, as that's Bure. That is Bure gone at the back. We won't cut to him, but that is Bure who has gone at the back. Jack Redmond somehow keeping pace on these. That was a very aggressive swipe by Lewis. I didn't really know what he was doing there, but that was a very, very aggressive swipe. Ramazan saying, Lewis, bro, please stop giving me heart problems. I think I'm going to give myself heart problems with how much I'm shouting at this race. But anyways, Brendan, what's your thoughts on those last few laps?
Well, Legend, if he can get past Juan, then it will be really beneficial. As see, Juan, well, he defends for his life. So Lewis will have to try, without then have to be really on this game to get past Juan. Otherwise, he'll probably be shut down by the Spanish Inquisition. Right.
Juan is looking good though to take his first FVR race win, because Marcus has not made a pit stop yet.
Well, I'm just saying, this is the... Oh, Jack's went deep.
Jack's gone deep. Lewis is true. It's Aston's together again. Aston, the Aston Martin team boss, is probably...
Strange. He just went straight deep. Like,
yeah, he's struggling a lot here as Jack on these hard tyres. But look at this. Look who's back. I'm sure there's probably a certain Eminem song playing in Lewis's head. Guess who's back? Back again. To Legend. But Legend is stuck behind Marcus Stell, and Aaron is out. Aaron has crashed over the Anderson Bridge, and we have a safety car. Marcus will be able to be... Oh, that's suspicious.
Yeah.
Juan's
You
in,
have to-
Legend's in. Lewis has stayed out. Lewis will stay out while Legend has pit. Lewis McWilliam leads the Singapore Grand Prix. Legend Rosenberg into the pit lane. Preston Brennan stays out. Enzo King stays out. We have another grid shuffle. Marcus, you can't go on the mediums.
Oh no, he's done himself.
Oh
in.
no, Marcus. Oh, maybe he's going to pit again for a set of softs, but... Oh no.
What that is.
I'm not sure what he's done there, but...
One went on the soft.
Juan's gambled for the softs. That's a gamble. Someone was getting a wing
Yeah,
change. It was
didn't it
Lightning Luke who was getting a wing change.
In FVRA, it worked.
It did. But there was no safety car. He just pit himself.
Yeah. But
Personally,
mean,
I think the man who finished second in FVRA drove better than the man who finished first. No bias in the slightest.
Yeah.
But now we have a fight on. Lewis McWilliam leads the Singapore Grand Prix.
Yeah, you have to wonder. This has actually benefited Lewis in hindsight.
It has and it hasn't, because, well, I mean, Legend's in 8th. He now has to cut through the back.
Yeah, but what I mean is, Lewis, he cut through the pack, and he now Legend has a lot less time.
Safety car lap 18. Well done, Brady. You got it. Was my master strat in the party that I told him to? Harry is engineering Lewis. Wow.
No,
That's not allowed. I'm surprised at that. I think
Wait, not allowed. Wait, what?
No, it's just Harry and Lewis have had a lot of on-track conflicts in the history of this league. So,
Yeah.
and Harry has stepped off the grid, and he's now chief engineer of the Aston Martin crew, obviously. But Lewis now leads, and he's in with a great shout of winning this race and winning the championship. Brady has gone for another safety car prediction. He's gone for lap 25. Oh, he
Yeah,
meant yesterday to Juan. Oh, okay. So Juan
Yeah.
pitting was Harry's decision.
Yeah, I was in the party with them too. I was confused by what it was. And this has been a very strange enough Grand Prix.
It's been a really strange Grand Prix, Brendan. It has Enzo King's on the podium. I've barely mentioned this man's name.
No, because he's just been in the middle to end of the points for most of this race.
He has, and Liam Redmond is in 5th. Now, I mean, he does have Marcus, and he does have Juan, and he does have Legend beside him. Marcus is in a great spot in this race, actually. He's in 6th on a fresh set of tyres.
You do realise he's got a pit again, I think.
Oh yeah, he does. Oops. Lewis has 19% tyre wear. Why did they pit?
Wait, who's got...
Lewis has
more tyre
19% tyre wear.
His tyres could make the end, I'd say.
Easily. Without a question of doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, and Legend, well, he was on a few laps older. He probably thought a pit stop would be beneficial. But obviously, Marcus, when's he going to pit? Because otherwise he'll get disqualified.
God
Marcus-
only knows. The safety car will be in this lap, I imagine, because...
Or don't tell me this. Has he not even realised?
Brendan, if this man has not realised... This man has qualified for the F1 Esports Challenger Series. If he doesn't realise the fact he started on the mediums and is now on the mediums, I give up on society.
I would have to wonder now. Because surely you would have pit and little, like a lap ago.
I don't know. We'll let him do his thing. Lewis McWilliam will lead the safety car restart. He's did. Oh, so many of these this season. He's won... Has he won 4 races this season, quite possibly? 3. He could be on course to win another one. Well, easily. We have 11 laps left of this championship.
Well, see.
Lewis McWilliam is on course to win it.
Camp 1, Legend and even Jack charged through.
We were caused of a big battle with the safety car, but Lewis has held it late, pressed him right behind him. As we go racing in Singapore, nailed the restart, did Lewis McWilliam. Avesta's gone for a move already on Enzo. Enzo's been caught out big time. Juan has already passed Liam Redmond, down to turn 1. Legend in the middle of the 2. He's barged his way through. Oh, it's so close between the 2. He's passed Liam Redmond. Jack Redmond struggling a little bit. Liam Redmond, the 2 Redmonds now. Side by side, Marcus is gone out of this race, and we don't really have to worry about what time he pits at, because he's no real hope unless we get that 5th safety car. Legend Rosenberg, though, is up to 6th spot. Juan Hernandez already on the back of Avesta, who's hit Enzo. He's hit Enzo, and Juan has snuck his way through. Legend ran the outside. It's so close between the 2. Avesta's around, and he's hit Liam. Oh, Liam's been caught up once again, and that's Avesta go bad. He spun round. There's a battle between, as Enzo has just let Juan glide through. Great teamwork by the 2 Mercedes. Juan has a real chance at winning his first FVR Grand Prix. Legend, though, is going to try and get past Enzo. I think Enzo may have wing damage. Legend just backs out at the right time. Really close to the Anderson Bridge. He's definitely going to get him down here, though, if he can just hold it around the outside. Can Legend Rosenberg. He swapped him in. He swapped him out down the inside. Oh, it's 3 wide. Jack's got the boat. Oh, he's hit him. Legend, he's done. The championship is over. Most surely now. Jack Redmond, the Season 3 champion, has killed Legend's championship hopes. And Legend is out. It's over. Lewis McWilliam is the champion. Unless he DNFs from this race, we have another safety car. And it's ended in tears. Jack Redmond. That was the stupidest move I've ever seen.
Oh no, and I'd have to wonder.
If Lewis can just finish this Grand Prix in the top 10, he will be the champion. It's done. It's done unless Lewis DNFs. The man who was so confident, Legend Rosenberg, the race has gone away from him.
I don't even understand.
I know there's the whole "go for a gap" that exists motto. There's also
the worst phrase in the history of racing. It was an excuse for it deliberately taking out someone. It is not the context of it needs to be known, because it is a dumb phrase when you think about it.
I was going to say,
Jack's probably met a few enemies there.
I mean,
and here's the thing, Jack, he seems to have a bit of an idea for stupid moves of Singapore. He tried overtaking me into the last corner, like, you know, the fast left-hander.
I mean, Brendan, I'm not really going to let you rally on stupid things people have did around, but I mean,
yeah, but it seems like he just.
It's really put a dampener on it, probably, because Legend is now out, and just it has to hope that Lewis just crashes as well, which could happen because he's in 4th. And the man leading the race, however, is Juan Hernandez, who has never taken a win. It is a Juan and Jake 1-2. I didn't expect this when we came into this Grand Prix. That comment has made me laugh, saying Jack is used to playing rally. That was a nice drift, but oh, it's ended how people would not have wanted them to end. And as it stands, Lewis McWilliam will be the champion because Legend is out of the Grand Prix. The man so certain he was going to win is not going to win, realistically, because Lewis just has to coast round in the top 10. It's not how people would want to end it. I would want it to end. This is very poor racing. Yeah, it is. That was poor racing from Jack, most certainly, and he's down to 11th now, but it will not.
Yeah, you can have
it won't be. It won't make Legend any happier that Jack's out. If Lewis scores points, he wins. It's as simple as that, and that's racing sometimes. But we still have a fantastic race in our hands because we do have Juan versus Jake, and these two both want to win their first FVR race. Le Mans one-lap race on GT Sport in the Super Formula for the championship. Manuel says that was on purpose. I mean, I don't think it was.
I have to wonder. I think Jack did want Lewis to win the title.
He did, but it depends on how the incident is looked at by the stewards, because, like, obviously Jack can't he can technically get a race ban for the first race of the season next season, which would throw a spanner into any hopes he has. But if Lewis McWilliam finishes in the top 10,
POV. I do not understand where he's blaming Legend for this. It's a 3 wide.
there is absolutely no way that incident is anyone other than his fault. Legend's done. I'm pretty sure. I think that will be it. I think this will be the last time we will see Legend in a Formula Virtual race. And it would just be this classic league for something to end in a bit of controversy. But, oh well, we still have 8 laps to go. Is the safety car in this lap? Yes, the lights are out. Juan Hernandez will lead us away in this safety car. We still do have a race in our hands, folks. Stick around. The championship may be over. I don't think Jack would do something like on that on purpose. Yeah, I think Jack is exactly the person to do something like that on purpose, but we will have to wait and see. Juan Hernandez will lead us away. It's someone other than Marcus for once, or Lewis. But Juan Hernandez will lead us away for the safety car restart. Juan versus Jake for the race win. We go racing in Singapore for the last time under the safety car. Juan Hernandez has got a brilliant restart. Jake Marsh in second spot. Remember, if Lewis McWilliam crashes out, Legend is the champion. So Lewis does have a little bit of pressure just to keep the car on the road. Vestago Badi is on the mediums and will be swallowed up most surely. Marcus Howell has passed Jack Redmond. Jack Redmond is don't think in the right mindset to continue this race. He tried too much, and it hasn't paid off. He's killed the championship. One of the championship contenders. Lewis McWilliam, though, is he still going to try look for a move on Vestago Badi? I can't imagine so. One historic thing this race, though, will be finally the end of the Juan Hernandez can't win an FVR race memes, and I will be quite frankly disappointed with that because I absolutely love them. But it has been a messy race, but Lewis isn't giving up yet. Avesta could still be he could still be the villain in this one. Jack Redmond is the villain as it stands, because
my question here is now, if let's say Lewis DNFs, but it's like there's only 10 cars left.
If you DNF in Formula Virtual Racing, you do not score points.
Oh, okay.
So if Lewis crashes, it's Legends. If Lewis keeps in the top 10, there's only 11 drivers left. It may not be that difficult to do. It's his. But he's not looking for a move on Vestago Badi when he easily can. Thing is, we could still see Preston Brennan make a move on Lewis. We could still see Lewis drop down a bit. Vestago Badi has made a mistake, and Lewis McWilliam may be on the back of him. Juan Hernandez leads this race by 0.8 of a second. The curse could be over for Juan. He may win his first Formula Virtual race. Lewis has reported gearbox issues on team radio. I'm sure he has. Marcus Tell gets past Liam Redmond, who is now our only non-point scorer in this Grand Prix. We'll have to wait and see. Lewis McWilliam, though, is trying to get past the Vestago Badi. The Scotsman thought he had no chance into the championship. He has come back really well. Legend has DNF'd, however, so he didn't get a proper go at it, but he just did enough. He hasn't crashed out, and he just did enough. Here comes Lewis McWilliam, trying to get past the Vestago Badi. Will he go for the move here, Brendan? I think he will, because it's Lewis.
Can we go here? Yes. We'll see.
Oh, that's Marcel Magiera who has crashed. That brings Liam Redmond back up into the points, but that is Marcel Magiera who has crashed out here, unfortunately. He's still in the race, but he has made a mistake. Preston Brennan, though, is going to have a run on our current man who's going to win the championship, I imagine. Is he going to try and move down the inside of the Aston Martin? It didn't end well for a former Williams driver. The current Williams driver has not gone for it, and it looks like Marcus Tell. Has he broke his wing? Yes, he has. There's no front left end plate on that Red Bull. He has crashed again for the second time today. When leading the race, he looks superior. When not leading the race, he's looked dreadful, has Marcus tell. Lewis McWilliam, though, he's just sat behind Vesta, really. He's not going for anything too stupid, as he does not want to bottle his chances of the championship here, because if he does crash out, it's over. Legend wins. If he does just drive smoothly behind Vesta, he is the champion, and he knows this. But it's been a downturn in form in this race, has it? Because when we had the fight, it was between Legend and Lewis. It was a fantastic Grand Prix, but with Legend out of it, Lewis just has to coast home, really. Still have a fight for the race lead, though, because Jake Marsh now has DRS on Juan Hernandez. Brady says P4 securing the championship with 5 rounds missed. Brady, you are a madman. Well done, Brady, who will be your official P4 winner in the championship. Congrats to you for that. It will be Enzo who will finish P3, and of course it will be Legend second and Lewis in first. If, as it stands, Lewis has got past Avestico Badi. He is now on the podium and will finish on the podium for the final race of the season as it stands. Jake Marsh is still pushing behind Juan Hernandez, as this race win is not sealed for Juan just yet. Still 4 laps to go after this one. Brady Goat, says Rabazan in the chat. I'd have to agree with that, but it's looking like Lewis will keep this one. Brendan, what's your thoughts on that? Excellent, yeah, really well, really good insights. Jake Marsh could have a real run. We'll get the ERS up for you for the remainder of the Grand Prix. Jake is in a much better position than Juan is, but they both have a really big chunk of it. Marcus has picked up a 3-second time penalty. Aaron has left the session at the bottom of your screen. 4 laps remaining. Juan versus Jake for their first FVR race win. It'll be someone other than a Aston Martin winner for the first time. For the first time since Austria, folks. It'll be the first time since Austria. Here we go. Is Jake Marsh going to try a move on Juan Hernandez? The man currently suffering with the coronavirus. He's going to try something on Juan Hernandez. He's gaining. He's not close enough, though. He's the Briton, as Juan will keep this race lead, but Jake, he has good pace around Singapore, and he's doing a really nice job. And he isn't going to really have a threat behind him, because I don't think Lewis will be pushing it. Lewis said 2 seasons ago that he wants to win the championship. He could well do it. Over the Anderson Bridge, Jake is putting, there's a little sparkler on the inside wall there for Jake Marsh. That is Jake Marsh cannot make the move stick. Gonna have 3 laps to do it. It's what he needs to do. Prediction: leaders will crash and Lewis wins. It would be Lewis's luck. It most certainly would be in this race. He's had an awful lot of luck apart from the crash with Legend. But I don't think Jake and Juan will crash. They've already did it too many times this season for it to happen again. Jake Marsh is pushing behind Juan Hernandez, though, onto lap 28 out of 31. If you want to keep me updated with the F1, please do. I would appreciate it. Here comes Jake Marsh, though, to keep second spot, to try and get past Juan Hernandez. He just can't do enough into the corners. Lewis is behind. He is gaining on him. So this is still a really good fight for these two. Juan on course to win his first race, though. Jake also could still win his first race. I don't know where Brendan's popped off to, but he's not with me. And here comes Jake Marsh for the race lead. It's going to be the inside for the Briton. He's overshot the corner now, so Juan will get it back on the inside. Attempt 1 from Jake Marsh has failed. He will have to do it once again. He will have to do it once again. As Lewis is in DRS now. I wonder, will Lewis try to take the race win here? I can't imagine he will. Marcus has picked up another 3-second time penalty. It's not edge of your seat stuff, but it is still a great battle for the race lead between Jake Marsh and between Juan Hernandez. Juan has a lot less ERS, but Jake Marsh has had a wobble and he is struggling a little bit. These tyres will die before the end of the race. Avesta could look good in this one. Lewis McWilliam, though, has the best tyres of the lot. He could win tonight's race even. As Avesta and Preston. Oh, Avesta's pushed Preston into the wall. Oh no, that's awful. from the two. Avesta has pushed Preston into the wall, and that allows Enzo King through. We have a virtual safety car. A virtual safety car. Oh, we have our 6th safety car. I did not think that was possible, but we have our 6th safety car. Our 6th safety car here. So we will have a 2-lap battle till the end. I apologise for the fact the race has gone on so long. I did not even think 6 safety cars was possible. Juan Hernandez though now has to wait a little bit longer. Could be less than 10 finishers there. Easily could be. A lot of pitters though, so Preston will pit 4 fresh softs. But are you still here? We cannot hear you.
It got muted. my mic got muted. I had to mute my mic for a second because my parents came in and I just didn't get to turn it back on.
Bernd Maylander, driver of the day. I have to agree with that. He's led probably the most laps in this Grand Prix, apart from maybe Marcus Tell.
No, my mic got...
Oh god.
My mother came in for a minute.
Safety car in this lap. We haven't even got a lap, folks, but we're going racing again around Singapore. The safety car's led more laps than me today Sorry. Safety car has led more laps today than I have this season, and Tyler won a race this season. Bernd Maylander, you are a legend.
Wait, but is that a 6th safety car or is that 5th?
This is the 6th safety car, Brendan.
We've broken the game.
We've broken the game. This is a 6th safety car. Juan Hernandez will lead us away for the final time. Well, I said final time last time, but who knows at this point. This may be the final time, hopefully. As they will be thankful for that, as their tyres were dying off and they were falling into Lewis McWilliams' clutches. We go racing. Oh no, he's halted it. We go racing for the 7th time in Singapore. Juan Hernandez leads us away. There will be no DRS. He will be saved by that. Lewis McWilliam will try a move on Jake Marsh. Lewis, please don't take any more risk. Your luck may strike out and Legend may win the championship. Jake Marsh is really struggling. I don't think Jake will win this race if Juan can just keep it clean. Look at Luke Davis. Luke Davis could find a way on the podium, but so could Enzo King side by side. Great battling between these two. Here comes Lewis McWilliam trying down the inside of Jake Marsh. No, he backs out. Really clever option for the man who could win the championship. Luke Davis does not back out though. Neither does Enzo King. These two fighting for position. Preston Brennan also looking to get involved as Luke Davis, oh, so close to hitting the wall. Look at Preston though. Preston through on Enzo, and Preston's been spun round for God knows how many times today. Preston has been sent around again, and really unfortunate that's the yellow flag in sector 2. Oh, Jake has picked up a 3-second time penalty. Avestas hit the back of Liam Redmond. So Lewis will finish 2nd in this Grand Prix. Luke Davis could find himself in 3rd on the podium. That would be a great turn for the books for Luke Davis. But we're going to have the final lap of the race. Juan Hernandez leads this one by 0.8 of a second so far, with 1 lap to go in the championship. Lewis just has 1 more lap to hold out and he will win this race. Just 1 more. Jake has a wobble. Lewis could pick up 2nd here on track. He will pick up 2nd in the penalty though, but Juan Hernandez's win will be probably overshadowed by Lewis winning the championship. Juan has did an excellent job. Marcus has had another incident on that safety car restart and is down at the back again. He won't score points despite leading the most laps on this Grand Prix. Really good stuff. No, not really good stuff. Didn't mean that. Not really good stuff at all. Avesta Gobadi gets past Luke Davis. That is really good stuff from Avesta Gobadi. He's looked quick tonight despite being involved in a few incidents. He was involved in that crash with Jack Legend and himself. He's also going to try and get past Enzo King. This would put himself onto 4th spot. Marcus Towell says the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Juan just has a couple more sectors to go until he will win his first race. Avesta, oh, he's trying to dummy. This is a clever move from the Ukrainian. He has pulled it off. Really good racing from Avesta Gobadi. That is excellent. Lewis McWilliam, though, just has a few more sectors to go. Juan Hernandez has a few more sectors to go, a few more corners to go, almost. Just needs to keep it clean for the remainder of the lap, and he will win the championship. Jake Marsh has nothing in him to tackle Juan Hernandez. Juan will win his first FER Grand Prix in the final race of the season. It's taken him a while, but he will do it. Heading into the final sector, it's almost over. This championship is almost sealed for the man who probably wants to win it the most out of anyone. You ask this man after his debut of P12 in Zandvoort in season number 2. This man's goal was to win the championship. He wanted to do it. He wanted to win the championship. Scotland, your hero has arrived. Lewis McWilliam is champion of the world in Singapore. Juan Hernandez wins the Grand Prix. Lewis McWilliam is the Formula Virtual Racing Season 4 Drivers' Champion. Avesta almost took him out at the end. Lewis has did it. He is the champion. Lewis has literally just said dub. He's just won the championship and says dub. Juan Hernandez, though, has won.
As Marcel gets driver today in the end.
Marcel's got driver of the day in the end. Luke Davis has finished P4 in that one. That's an excellent result from him. But Lewis McWilliam is champion of the world. Juan Hernandez's win is going to be a little bit overshadowed by this, but
Marcel has called Avesta a.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear what he's called Avesta, because I imagine it's very bad, and I'm probably right. But that is it, folks. We do appreciate all your support here in Formula Virtual Racing. We know the championship probably didn't end up like some of you would have hoped, but it was an excellent race nevertheless, even with some controversial incidents. But Juan Hernandez is the race winner and Lewis McWilliam is the champion. Brendan, final thoughts on that one?
Well, we didn't quite get the battle that we thought, like the straight out fight on track for the title we probably could have gotten, but we still got a very good race, and well, we had some other interesting subplots as Juan did manage to get the race win that he has been searching for so long, and Lewis is world champion now. So what will happen in Season 5 as we come up towards FER's 50th race?
Yep, FER's 50th race soon. Stroll has just blown up.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask. That is all we do have time for. Follow our Instagram and our Twitter to keep up with all the news on the new season. From me and Brendan, it has been a fantastic season of Formula Virtual Racing. That is all we do have time for here, though, folks. We will see you next time.